Today's July today's July 18th, 2023. I just came back from washing dishes. And on this journey as a day trader, having spent more than 2 years actively, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take for me to become consistently profitable. However, my future is directly tied to this endeavor. I've created more than 700 YouTube videos. My LinkedIn profile states that I'm a professional day trader. I've also went on to Facebook, declared that I am pursuing a career as a day trader. I've explained this to my coworkers and my employer. Thankfully, the generous, the kind thoughts from my coworkers and my employer has allowed me to continue on this journey. I am thankful for this office, and I'm essentially the only one who's working here practically 24/7, 365. It is a privilege for me to be here. I am 54 years old. In about a little bit later, I will turn 55. And hopefully, I will be healthy enough to work as a dishwasher to support my progress towards being a consistently profitable day trader. Until at that time, I pray that those individuals who are kind to me, that they gain strength in what they are doing, such that they know that their good efforts are rewarded and that become ever steadfast in their own pursuits, so that the kindness that they exhibit, the goodness that they exhibit is rewarded. For me, now that I've done this a little bit now for 2 years, my YouTube videos has clearly substantiated my credibility and my aptitude for, if I were to directly translate what I've done so far in day trading and then possibly reflect that upon a project that was given to me, if I were to ever be in a position to work as an engineer, it has clearly substantiated that my efficacy in day trading does not equate very well as a successful engineer. And I look at it as a resume. So far, my resume does not look good at all whatsoever. It is not providing any sort of substance in my credibility, in my competence. My competence in what I'm doing is definitely being undermined by me making a recording of my progress as a day trader. Having said that, I hold Steadfast, and I know that nobody will believe me. I know it. After all, I'm not a very smart man, and I'm pursuing this career as a day trader, and you have to be very smart to become good at what you do as a day trader. Um, it is like it seems to me like it is like Forrest Gump attempting to become a consistent profitable day trader. It would be very difficult for him, and it is very difficult for me. However, I am steadfast in going towards uh, this career as a day trader. So I look forward to spending more time, because essentially this is essentially it. This is um, this is essentially it. It is it. Um, Movies reflect a lot of things that occur in my life, and there's a movie called Margin Call, and this CEO is like in a room, and he says to these people, "Hey, this is it. This is the big one. This needs to be taken care of. This is it." So there comes a time in my life, and I'm saying to myself, I'm weighing the possibilities. I'm weighing it, and apparently, felony is something that is atrocious. It essentially, it seems to me in today's society in America, felony is a very, very um, bad thing. It's apparently it is a very, very uh, it seems to be a incredibly uh, socially unacceptable thing, and it is essentially closes all manner of doors uh, for somebody who has who has been sentenced to being a felon. And so having that perspective, and now that I'm very old, and I work with younger people, and there's no way to compete with how fast they think. And after all, they're very young, and their mind is fresh, and they're not weighed down by the things that I'm being weighed down by. Uh, the old age and being out of things. They are in the things, and obviously, clearly, clearly being isolated in this environment is essentially making myself obsolete in communicating with them and everybody else. So I have this singularly focused a thing that I need to do. And once I become successful as a day trader, then I can look forward to branching out and blossoming. Until at that time, this is essentially it. This is I believe his name is Jeremy Irons, and he's the guy who's the CEO in Margin Call. So that's where things are. Okay, that's where things are right now, and so whatever happens, I am essentially just a dishwasher at this point, and attempting to branch into this whole new area as a day trader, dishwasher day trader, DW to DT, and I pray that I don't. I pray that I don't upset the people that I'm working with. Um, I pray. I pray that I'm not like upsetting people that I'm working with, and I hope and I pray that West Side Drive-In does very well. And so essentially, this is it. This is it for me. There's no other option. There's no other option. I'm looking at another. Uh, by the end of this year, At the end of this year, we'll kick off another 8 years of what is it? I think it's called probation. I think is it probation? Yeah, parole is something different than probation. So I will maintain my probation for the next 8 more years, which means I'll be 54 plus 8. I'll be 62 years old. That's exactly the time that uh, sort of when the retirement occurs, right? And my kids, I haven't seen my kids in like I haven't talked to my kids in over a year now. So I don't, I don't foresee my kids wanting to talk with somebody who's uh, who's essentially homeless, right? Essentially, right now, I'm living in a room in somebody's house, and there's essentially no future right now. There's absolutely no future. That is why it is so imperative that I make this work. Whatever happens, I make this work. This has to work. And this is it. My energy is totally and absolutely focused on this this thing that I must do. Um, Talking to people, making sales, and branching out to other things. It's not something that interests me at all. Um, there are people who are successful as a day trader, and I'm however long it takes, however long it takes, uh, I will go this route. My mother was a custodian at Boise State University. She retired there, and afterwards, she was wondering what she was going to do. And a few years back, I was sitting next to her, and she said to me, "I never thought I would live this long." And she was like, I think she was like 83 years old. She was 83 years old, and she said to me, she said, "I never thought I would live this long." So when I look at the life that she led and the life that I will lead, essentially it will be from my life right now. And if I live that long, right, from here to there, it'll essentially be whatever happens from here to there. Frankly speaking, even rich people, right? Even rich people, they have a lot of money and they want to be social, so they interact with other individuals, taking trips together and um, being part of an organization. Um, and that's the way for them to sustain uh, the lifestyle that they have. And this is on the journey that I have today. It provides me the opportunity to reflect on how far I've come, and I'm not sure how long this journey will be, but it is a journey that I will continue to take. And once I become successful, things may or may not turn around for me, but that's the path that I've chosen. So this I recollect similar things that would be happening, whether I'm rich or poor or middle class, whatever in social and financial standing that I am in. Whatever standing that I will be in, it is from the beginning to the end, and the lifespan, whether it has been extended 10 years or 15 years, inevitably I begin in one end and end at the other end. And I am reminded, I watched this YouTube video about this young lady, this old lady who was laying in bed, and I think it was her like great great granddaughter came over and started to document her, and she apparently used to be a dancer in the theaters, in TV shows, and she apparently was a dancer, backup dancers, the dancers that are in the background to the singers. And she was asked this question, and the question was, what uh, do you most want to do? Because she was like bedridden, right? She was in her like 80s or 90s, and she said she responded. She said, "I want to dance." So essentially, in a nutshell, life begins from beginning to the end. And when I look at this perspective about accumulating certain things and doing certain things throughout life, it is what God had already made me out to be. And and um, and I pray that my children are being well taken care of, and are with people who will provide them a substantial amount of encouragement to live out their life in the most meaningful way. Something that I could not provide for them as the life that I've led so far. I was attempting to become as good as possible. I want to be, for the rest of my life, to refrain, to uh, minimize uh, essentially minimize the lies that is so easy to throw out, the careless and meaningless words that are exhibited in order to in order to uh, that were just sent out. And I hope to minimize that type of conversation in my life, and I hope to exhibit a truth in life, and hope to constantly be someone who provides the truth in everything for the rest of my life. And I hope and I pray there is room for me moving forward to sustain this study that I have in working at Westside Drive-In, to allow myself to fit in an area where I speak the truth. And I pray that the truth that I speak uh, does not infringe upon anyone else's lives, and that there is a peaceful coexistence. Uh, and I look forward to the day. It may not be today. It definitely is not today. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe the next day, the things will improve. There will be some definitely good news. Um, there will be Hopefully there will be good news, and the hard work that I've the amount of work that I've placed into day trading, one day will pay off, and one day I will see the effects of my hard work, and I will be rewarded uh, in a different discipline. And one day, uh, I will I will uh, exit. I will exit this temporary uh, haven. It is a haven that was provided to me out of the kindness of my coworkers, young and old, and the owners who have exhibited such kindness to my efforts. Without these integral things that are supporting my existence today, uh, there would nothing would have happened. Nothing. It would have been. It just essentially would have been. It would be very difficult to move forward from where I was in the past. So this long journey, I keep going. I look forward to uh, hopefully, and I pray uh, it's going to be a few more years. Who knows? It might be 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. Anything's possible. I could be doing this for the next 10 years. I could be I could be 64 years old and I could still be trying to figure this out. It's all, I mean, it's, I could still be trying to figure this out at age 64 years old. And that is a example of my, that is essentially, I'm laying the ground, I'm just telling the world, I'm just, see, the recording that I have is clearly exhibiting my competency in doing anything. So any future employer, whatever, whoever or wherever or whatever opportunity is, they will be able to look at my YouTube videos and say, oh, well, this guy's not qualified. Look at this. This guy's been spending this amount of time attempting to do something and he was unable to do it. A for effort, though, right? So I look forward to, I look forward to keep doing this. I'm still going ahead with it. I'm just, is it the right word? Steadfast? Steadfast. Is that what it is? Steadfast? Okay, refresh. Steadfast. It says you're resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering. That's what steadfast means. And whatever I've done, whatever I said, I'm ready. I'm on this journey. I'm still going forward with it.